Okay, boom, viewers, welcome back to the channel. Subscribers, you already know the thing set. We're blessed. Hope you're having a wonderful day today, but you know my style. One bag of bag, and one I gotta continue getting daily updates on the people you see and don't see on the screen. That's why it's extremely important to watch it in so you don't miss a thing. And with that being said, the haters still can't believe that Ivany is back, and they're going around commenting all around people's pages, saying I lied in my tell. You see, man, some people putting in the comment section what you think about that, because this is her first Instagram video that TikTok videos. Now, as you can see, Ivany is gonna be very icy this summer. You see, man, as you can see, she copped herself a nice, Cartier diamond, encrusted watch, and you can see the baguettes in her, her pendants and all of these things. The baguettes, princess type diamond, cut them and thing and thing. You see, man, apparently her man, got it for her. You see me. But me just let you know what going for her to go on. It is real. She's back. Now I'm not sure she has ankle bracelets or any type of stipulations and things, but I'm pretty sure she will let you know what going for her to go on. You see me, yeah, but me just let you know that still. Now let's proceed to the next. Now, the former manager of one of these rideshare companies in Jamaica is coming out and letting the people them really know what go on from what to go on. And we're talking about the company InDrive, InDrive specifically. It's as you know, they're on the list of ride services that Daryl Vaz wanted to ban from Uber, Lyft, and the rest of them, because the missing teacher were there, yeah. Which she was found unalive, and the prime suspect is one of these drivers. You see it. It's hard to locate missing people when the government don't have access to certain things. You see what I say? So let's hear from the manager, and then we'll hear from Daryl Vaz on this whole situation.
No, I'm going to tell you why I support Minister Vaz's his whole banning of ride sharing apps. InDrive, when I was there, and still to this day, is a very, very unethical company. No, I'm not even going to talk about the fact that InDrive is a Russian company that uses operations in Mountain View in California in order to bypass sanctions that are, then given by everybody in the world to Russia. But let's not even go into all of that. Just when it comes on to general safety and, the actual app, InDrive staff, senior leadership does not care. This is coming from somebody that has interacted with them, and at the time when many people, InDrive was still relatively new, I was probably the most senior person in Jamaica. And people who know I work there would be like, Zach, you don't say something like this. You only now go put out a statement of this. I would say, senior management, can I put out XYZ statement? Absolutely not. Can we do something? Can we reach out to the driver to offer assistance, support, stuff like that? Because this is in the headlines. InDrive is in the news. Absolutely not. Radio silence. And just as Minister Vaz said that they have reached out to several of the ride-hailing apps and they have radio silence, that is exactly their strategy. They know that there are problems. Well, at least I brought it to them as senior leadership that there were problems with InDrive, but they just did not care. So I'm going to also tell you what someone the process for someone to be a driver with InDrive is actually very simple. Their documents really most of the times don't even have to be updated, because I can guarantee you that the persons that are reviewing these documents most of the time, I know, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, the persons that are reviewing these documents barely speak English. The persons to approve them to be drivers, and most times they're approving people within 24 hours, probably even 12. There is no background check. There is no reference check of anything to check your driving history. If your license is suspended, InDrive will not know. If your documents are fake, trust me, InDrive probably will not know. There's no way for them to, InDrive will not know. If your documents are fake, trust me, InDrive probably will not know. There's no way for them to verify it with DMV, law enforcement, tax office, wherever all of that stuff comes from. I'm not surprised, and they are not surprised that things like that happen with InDrive, because generally the platform, as the regional director had told me, it's like that in every single country. Yeah, people get killed. It's like that in every single country. We can't do anything about it, and it's best we don't act. Rings a bell. That is exactly what he said to me. People get hurt in every single country. People get robbed. It's just how it is. InDrive as a company, their strategy is to remove the barriers to getting people on the app in order to have, or meaning drivers on the app, in order to get the most amount of people, in order for the app to generate the most amount of revenue and to be just the most competitive and the convenience app. That is their corporate strategy. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit about that and why that means that the InDrive platform is safe. InDrive is competing with Lyft. They're in a lot of other countries, just InDrive as a whole company. They're competing with Uber, which honestly, Uber does actually take some checks and balances. And they're also competing with Didi and all of those other companies in other countries. Their corporate strategy is to be able to be the number one ride sharing app, and the way that they're doing that is by making it accessible for everyone, which is why they're willing to take link, they're willing to take cash, they're willing to take about everything, and they are willing, absolutely, that every single person that applies must get approved within 24 hours. So we must try to get them approved, and they're very serious about that. And that is why InDrive within itself is not safe. InDrive has no interest in being a safe platform. They have no interest in actually vetting their drivers. They don't do it for any of their markets, actually. So, not surprising that this is what's happening in Jamaica.
Let's put in the comment section where you think about that. Now, before we hear what Vaza said about that, I see that he wants to, make, a school bus services for children for going to school in their community and not in the outside community. And the people them, that sounds like segregation and absolute rubbish, because a child with potential should not be, have to settle within their communities. Enough bright youth come from the ghetto, and we don't want to sell them to a lower level school when them can afford to send them better. You know what I mean? But this transportation business is a serious business in Jamaica, because women and children are not safe. You know what I mean? Regardless if, they can be located if things do go down, because the mentality of the people in Jamaica is just not good. You know what I mean? And they know they can get away with crimes. You see what I say? That's why they do it all the time.
So this will be my second update. I'm trying to do a daily update in relation to the ride-sharing app situation that I announced in Parliament on Tuesday, because I realize the importance of getting things back to normality, but in a safe way. So this morning, I ordered that a meeting be held between the Transport Authority and several other government entities, including the police, to have a look at the situation as it relates to the local ride-hailing operators and, of course, the overseas operators such as Uber and InDrive. Coming out of this meeting this morning, I have been sent a brief, and the recommendations being considered are as follows. Local ride-hailing operators to engage only registered PPE drivers and vehicles that satisfy Transport Authority requirements. The ride-hailing operators are to submit the requested particulars of the operators for review at earliest. So the ball is in their court. Further to that, the Transport Authority will submit its recommendation to the Honourable Minister in respect of these ride-hailing entities that are complying with the current legal licensing arrangement for both vehicle and drivers. So that puts in the checks and balances in relation to monitoring and having a list of both the vehicles and, of course, the operators of those vehicles. The authorities, meaning the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Transport Authority, will also indicate to the Minister those ride-hailing entities that meet the security standards for the provision of ride-hailing service. And of course, at that point, they will be released to continue their activities. They are already far down the wicket because they have been in constant touch with the Transport Authority. So as it relates to the local ride-hailing operators, I don't think it will be very long before they will be able to restart their apps. As it relates to the international ride-hailing operators, they will be required to register a business in Jamaica and have representatives in Jamaica to engage the Transport Authority and other local authorities. The international ride-hailing operators should engage the Transport Authority to facilitate the vetting of vehicles and operators for fit and proper purposes. Uber remains the only foreign-based provider to have engaged the government of Jamaica, and we are in receipt of a proposal, a detailed proposal from Uber, from the head of public policy for Central America and the Caribbean, Uber. So we're dealing with them at a very high level, and this was as a result of a meeting that I had with them when I summoned them so many weeks ago. The proposal that they have sent to regulate ride-sharing services in Jamaica includes two documents: a regulatory proposal for ride-sharing services, including requirements for the transport network companies, vehicles and drivers such as insurance and safety verification, and an analysis of the general framework for ride-sharing services, including best practices and lessons learned from different countries and states around the world. So they have put in this document to me how they intend to regulate fares for the taxi in meeting with the fare structure that is imposed by the Transport Authority in Jamaica and the validation of taxi licenses. So again, I think we're far advanced in Uber. I'm aware that just today there was a 2-hour meeting between the Transport Authority and Uber. And again, I believe that in terms of the concerns that we have, we will be able to take care of that and get Uber up and running in short order. Anybody who contacts us that represents a ride-sharing app, we are going to give it priority to make sure that we meet with them so that they can understand our concerns. I hear the argument being posited that these apps are traceable and trackable so that you know who picked up the person, you know where they went, and you know where they were let off. That can only help you in an investigation after the fact, after the crime has taken place. What I'm trying to do is to make sure that we don't need to get to that stage, because we would have vetted and made that possibility less by knowing who it is that are operating these vehicles for these ride-sharing apps. So again, I just ask for a little patience. I know that it has implications for many persons who use it, but I just want to say national security must come first, and the safety and security of our citizens. And if we can prevent one more incident, unfortunate incident such as what happened to the teacher who took a transportation option from one of these ride-sharing apps, then obviously it will be worth the inconvenience, it will be worth the frustration, it will be worth the anxiety. And I do have a responsibility as minister to take the tough decisions, and I am prepared, and I did. And again, I do not expect this to be a protracted situation. We are going to deal with them as they come in and move assiduously to get them back up, because we do not want to interfere with their business. We are a business-minded government. I'm from the private sector. I'm a business-minded person. So I understand the interruptions. But in this case, national security must come first. So again, I say to everybody, be very careful in relation to how and what transport options you use. Not because it is convenient does it mean it is safe. What I want to do is to make sure we put in the guidelines to protect each and every user of these apps. I thank you.
Yeah, we're moving backwards in Jamaica. I always say, Jamaica want act first world, but them why still moving third worldish on purpose. Anyway, don't forget to go on the Boom Bye Bye News channel and check out what I go on for that to go on, cause we are drop the things them on our other channel, Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I drop the latest in the dance on news, music reviews and gossips. Please.